How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Jose, aka TheNYCGeek, aka TNG, aka the guy who is digging this damn sweater. The more and more I like look at it and whatnot, I like it. I got it from New York Comic Con at the Atsuko retailer, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. It's part of their One Piece collection that they're celebrating the upcoming 1000th episode of One Piece. So if you like One Piece, check out that booth. I bought like 2 or 3 things, and they're decently priced. So anyway, you're not here to hear my swag or what I was able to get. You're here to see the video and my coverage of New York Comic Con. Now, I want to give you a heads up. It's not going to be anywhere near as extensive as what we did for Dragon Con, our previous convention coverage. That's because this time I was only able to go to one day. I was only able to go Thursday. And that's unfortunately, you know, due to not being able to take off Friday due to work. And I was not paying $120 something for Saturday. Hell no. No con is worth $120+ for a single day. I don't give a damn what they got there. And I'm, you know, going to touch more into that and more into my thoughts at the end of the video. And so, you know, keep watching because that's where I will be giving kind of like my review and a little bit more what I think about Comic-Con as a whole. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you like the content and would like to see more of it, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and post a comment. Let's get into the video. That's right, babies. We're here, New York Comic Con 2021. Let's hit them streets. All right, we're here at the Jacob Javits Convention Center at New York Comic Con 2021. Now, the Jacob Javits Center has been the home of New York Comic Con since back in 2006 when this con first started. As you can imagine, it's grown quite a bit back then. In fact, I would say it's either the second largest pop culture convention or maybe even the largest now. Only thing that could topple it is San Diego Comic Con itself. I think in 2019 they were looking at attendance numbers in the 250,000. So it's a big deal. Now, unfortunately, unlike Dragon Con, it's not a every hour type convention, so there is a set time when it opens and a set time when it closes. However, it's 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you want to come here and find merchandise and cool swag and stuff like that, this place has one of the biggest dealer room areas that you'll find. Only comparable kind of stuff is like maybe Dragon Con itself. So if you want to come here and find some amazing cosplays as well, this is one of the great cons to go to. If you want to kind of have a good time to party and whatnot, this might not be the con for that. But we're going to go around, show you a little bit of the convention. Let's go. All right, everybody, I'm here with Gino, and this is a personal favorite of mine because I love this character. Now, before we get into it, Gino, where are you from?
I'm from Staten Island, New York.
All right, so you're local here. I'm a Brooklyn boy myself. Oh, is this your first Comic-Con?
No, this is my second.
Second one, okay, so are you happy to be back now that this is 2021? What was your first one?
My first one was in 2019, and I'm just excited. I'm really excited to be back finally. I always wanted to cosplay this character.
Okay, now we're getting here. It's Thursday. We're kind of just getting the feel of it. How does it, comparing it to 2019? Are you like, oh my God, that energy is back? Like we're back at a convention. Are you feeling it?
Yep, I'm feeling it. I love the convention. I love the people here. Everyone here is great, and I just love the cosplay and have a good time here.
Now, For those that don't know, I like I said, it's a personal favorite of mine, but Gino, tell them what this cosplay is.
This cosplay is Guts, and it's Berserker Armor. It's from the manga Berserk, and this is one of my all-time favorite characters. I love reading the manga, I love the anime, and I always wanted to cosplay this character.
So, that was what I was gonna ask, like what made you want to cosplay this? Now, is this your first time cosplaying?
No, this isn't my first time. This isn't my first time, but I never gone to this level where I wanted to make a whole suit of armor like this. So
Gotcha.
it's new to me, so
Is the sword heavy?
it's a bit heavy. It's more awkward than heavy to lift.
Gotcha. Well, listen, we don't want to gobble up too much of your time, but Gino, I love it. I'm a big fan of Guts. We both were talking about how much we enjoy Berserk. You can follow Gino on Instagram at GENO_BONSANTI. That's Gino_Bonsanti. Gino, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate everything.
We'll be back. All right, everybody. So one of the things that I told you guys when we were at Dragon Con is one of my favorite things about Dragon Con was the food court area back at the Peachtree Center. Now, we're here in the middle of New York Comic Con at the Jacob Javits Center. There's not that much of a selection for us, so what the con has got now is they got like little food trucks that line up. So if you're here at the con, you want to get something to snack at, don't go outside. You could just go downstairs, buy the Starbucks, get here, go to the food trucks, get yourself a meal. However, my advice, it's a little bit on the pricey side for some of the trucks. Do yourself a favor, unless you're starving, go outside, don't get a dirty water dog, but go up 2-3 blocks up, you could get yourself some Burger King, some fast food and whatnot if you really want to save a couple bucks. If not, then yeah, the food is great. I personally just had the Thanos sandwich over at the stuffed food truck. So, you know, whatever you set your budget, just remember your own budget. And yeah, we're gonna get back into the convention, so we'll see you soon. All right, I'm here with Alexis, and holy freaking crap, this takes an insane amount of work. Getting on this is all crocheted, correct?
Crocheted, yeah, it's all crocheted.
Now I'm here with Alexis, and Alexis, as soon as I saw this, I was like, and my wife she loves crocheting, so I'm like, wow, I can tell the amount of work that she does with her shawls, and then I saw your cosplay, and I was like, mind-boggling. Now, where are you from?
I live in New York City now, and I'm from New York State.
Okay, so you're local, so this is, I'm taking this is not your first Comic-Con.
No, Comic-Con, this is the first con I ever attended back in 2012, and I come back every single year.
Oh, so you're a long-time attendee. Now, so having seen Comic-Con from 2012, so what it's become now, how has that growth, how has that been? Like, what do you feel, like seeing what a phenomenon Comic-Con has become?
I mean, I'm so grateful it's back this year. Like, it's returned, and it's so exciting. And it's always bigger and better every year. This year, obviously, it's a little smaller because of the pandemic. But like, I'm really happy to be here and like hanging out with my cosplay friends again. My family comes down for it. Like, it's such a big deal for us every year.
We were recently at Dragon Con, and that's kind of the vibe that everybody was having with the like. It's great to see family back. It's like a welcome home kind of reunion thing. Would you say that's the best way to describe it?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. It just feels like this is the return of cosplaying and of conventions in New York now.
Awesome. Now, I obviously recognize the character. I think many would recognize the character, but just in case, tell us, what are you cosplaying?
Sure, I'm Wonder Woman today.
Now, everything about this is crocheted, right?
Everything is crocheted other than the sword blade, which I knitted. I normally knit and crochet my costumes, but this time I just crocheted the entire thing.
And how many hours, how many days does something like this take? I mean, the sword, like around here, I see the outfit, the shield, even the hair is all put together, like lovingly stitched together, crocheted together. Like, how much does this take?
This costume only took me 10 days with an additional 2 for the sword. But normally it takes me anywhere from like 200 to 700 hours for a costume. But this one I had 10 days, and 10 days is how I did it.
Wow. And you told me before this, there was a lot of icy hot involved, right?
There's always a lot of icy hot. It really burned. My hands hurt, and I was like, I gotta keep crocheting, so I just kept putting on more icy hot to keep going.
There is that saying, cosplay is suffering, and I mean, if it's, you know, what?
It's worth the suffering sometimes.
Absolutely. Now, what other like ones have you done? Like, is this like a thing that you love to like crochet your cosplays?
Yeah, I make all my costumes out of yarn, combining knitting and crochet. I love to show people like what yarn can do. I've made 12 so far. I'm hoping to finish a 13th by this weekend. And I normally crochet mostly from anime, and Legend of Zelda is my favorite video game, so I often show up in Zelda costumes.
What is the 13th going to be?
Princess Mononoke.
Nice. Well, listen, I don't want to gobble up too much of your time. I love it. Everybody, please, you can follow Alexis over on Instagram at alexiscrafting. That's ALEXIS crafting. Alexis, thank you so much for your time. That's Alexis Crafting at Instagram. We'll be back. So we're back, and I'm here with Pat and Caitlin. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thank you for having us.
Now, I saw their costumes. I had to pull them over. You know your boy is a big Mandalorian fan, okay? So, is this your first, like, Comic-Con, or?
No, we've been to about, like, 8 cons so far in the last 6 or so years, right?
2016 is when we started, yeah.
Have they, so have you been kind of in the local area? Are you guys from around here, or?
So we're from Pennsylvania. Our first con was Philly Con, and then we migrated to New York. We've been to San Diego, Rhode Island, so we're traveling all over.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been going to East Coast cons for a while, but I've never been able to go into anything West Coast. And you guys have been to San Diego. You've been to the Mecca over there, and now the Mecca here. So what's it like? Like, especially after obviously last year, stuff had to close up. What's the feeling that you have of coming back to New York Comic Con?
I think it feels good. I mean, we definitely missed it last year, but I'm glad to be back, hopefully.
Certainly gave us enough time to finish costumes.
If it's one thing that a lot of cosplayers have said, it's like, all right, we got that little extra window. I'm sure everybody's still, you know, last minute, oh crap. But
it was literally that last night.
Now, you guys have been to so many cons. You've been cosplaying for a while as well?
We've cosplayed pretty much every con we went to, yeah.
Wow. So, now, as I said, your boy loves The Mandalorian. This is the way. But for those that aren't familiar, please introduce your characters.
So I'm Bo-Katan.
And I'm Djarin, or the Mandalorian.
Nice. And what made you want to cosplay this? What made you want to be the Mandalorian and the heir to the Mandalore?
I mean, so Patrick built his suit way before, and then it was only fitting that we built this. And I think this cosplay was probably on Patrick's list to get done, you know, way before any other future cons. But we both really like the characters and think we resonate with them, so.
Star Wars was my first love in terms of pop culture. Ran those VHSs nonstop. But I felt like The Mandalorian was like that kickstart, and I got that joy from when I watched the OG trilogy.
That like reinvigoration thing. I know what you mean exactly.
As soon as Jon Favreau released the first image of Mandalorian, And I mean, this actual costume is only in the show for like 10 minutes until it gets the Beskar shoulder, but fell in love with it. This is my favorite suit in any media whatsoever. So I knew I had to build it.
And I was asking you earlier, you made all this yourself, right? This is, so, and these pieces, this takes a while. So this is without a doubt a labor of love, right?
It is. The leather we didn't make because I don't leather work. That's pretty tough. But all the armor is 3D printed, painted, all that. Over a year-long process.
All done by him. He's the mastermind behind all the costumes.
I have so much respect for the crafters. I myself, when I get cosplay, we have a buddy who makes it for us, but it takes a lot of hard work for this, and it shows the love, the dedication. I love the battle damage. I can see it's awesome. It's awesome. So what's down the pipeline? Like, do you have anything in mind of what you might be cosplaying next?
Well, definitely not an armor build. We're done with armor builds for a little bit. I think we wanted to go back to some roots with, we're going to do a Teen Titans cosplay, and then after that, I don't know, we'll see. It really depends on what shows and movies come out. I mean, I'm sure people will start doing Squid Game in just a few weeks and stuff like that, so who knows what can come out and then what we'll do next.
That is surprising. Yes, I haven't seen a single Squid Games cosplay just yet, but listen, Pat, Caitlin, thank you so much for taking the time to interview. You can follow Pat at Turnpike, TURNPIKE 1337. And Caitlin, give me a second because there's a couple A's in here, there's a couple vowels. It's CAAA, that's 3 A's, ITGIAMPA. Pat, Caitlin, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with me. I appreciate it. Again, I love it. You know what you gotta, I need to see the child. If I ever see you again, I gotta see the child around here. Okay. Yeah, he's a little bit of a troublemaker to keep up with at a con. I get you. Listen, we'll be back. Back on deck. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our Thursday coverage of New York Comic Con 2021. I want to, as always, first off, thank the amazing cosplayers who took the time to pose for us and interview with us. Thank you guys so much. You guys, at the core, you are the crux of what makes cons awesome, what makes cons cons, and why I am trying to give coverage of these conventions, because I would love to highlight the amazing attendees that go to these conventions. I want to wrap up this video with my thoughts of New York Comic Con as a whole. I want to start with saying you can definitely have a blast at Comic Con. If you love shopping and, you know, looking through the various booths and vendors, seeing what you can find, it's worth going at least one day of the convention. And Comic Con has amazing cosplayers who attend it and usually love to show up their hard work. So if you've never been to a New York Comic Con, or if you're planning like a trip to New York City around the same time as the con, it's definitely worth going a day. But you notice that I keep saying a day, right? And that's because in my opinion, New York Comic Con gets kind of fucking boring real fast. And I know different strokes for different folks. Like, yeah, there's panels and guests and, you know, but you're going to be waiting in line for those things. Long lines. And I personally don't like spending much of my time at a con on a line, especially because the hours at New York Comic Con are limited. You know, see, that's one of the biggest drawbacks of New York Comic Con, and that's that it takes place at Jacob Javits Convention Center. It opens at 10, it closes at 7. It's not a 24-hour con, so the time you have, you gotta budget it accordingly. And speaking of budgets, New York City Comic Con is fucking expensive, like real expensive. Like a 4-day badge is almost $300. A single day badge, one, no matter the day you pick, It could be fucking Thursday. It could be Saturday, the Prime Day, or it could be Sunday Kids Day. It's $70. Fuck that noise. All right. That's out to me. That's overpriced out the ass. I'm sorry. That's super overpriced. Like, it's not worth a 4-day pass. And it's definitely the 4-day pass is not worth $300. I mean, you can see all that New York Comic Con has to offer in probably a single day. I'd be truthful. 2 if you really stretch it out. 2, and I mean really, really stretch it out. And I hate to have to use this as the constant comparison, but you can buy a 5-day, 24-hour badge for Dragon Con at $120 if you buy it early enough in advance. Like usually 120. Like if you buy it sooner rather than later, and then it goes up to like 140 or something like that. But it's still 120 for 5 days, 24 hours happening during those 5 days, and that's not even counting the Wednesday pre-party that usually people have, for not even half the price of a 4-day limited New York Comic Con badge. And this isn't even counting the fact that New York Comic Con doesn't have a masquerade, which that's a travesty. There's no dance raves, no official dance raves, rather. The food's expensive because you're in New York City. It's just a giant dealer's room with, you know, the underneath the artist alley and, you know, the guests and stuff like that. But at its core, it's a big dealer's room, an impressive one, a gorgeous one. But that's it. And to me, that's not worth $300 in my opinion. Just saying. And yes, it could be made more fun if you're there with friends, but that's any single convention. Any single one is more fun with friends. Anything is more fun with friends. That's not a New York City Comic Con exclusive. And again, I hate to say, you can do a lot more with your friends at other cons, like drink. Now, if you're still gung-ho about seeing New York Comic Con, and you should, and you know, that's fine. But my advice, book a trip to New York City that just so happens to be the New York City Comic Con weekend. Don't book a trip to New York City for NYCC. Fuck no. You know, go to the con on Thursday. Get your shopping in, like I did. I love my fucking sweater. I love the sweater. Get your shopping in that day on Thursday. It's gonna be less crowded. You know, the vendors are just putting out their stuff. Then go sightsee around the city on Friday and whatnot. And then if you really want to go back to the con, then go back on Saturday and completely skip Sunday because it's primarily Kids Day. Unless you have like a young child or something, then, you know, obviously, you know, plan differently. But that would be my advice. Go Thursday, skip Friday, go back Saturday if you really want to see, you know, some of the cosplayers or maybe see a guest, and then skip Sunday entirely. So this has been your boy Jose, aka the NYC Geek. Hoping you enjoyed the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a like, post a comment. I'll definitely be engaging, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care of each other, and please stay safe.